Hey everybody, it's Mr. Greg here with another submissions for Smorgie. I actually just got back from working in my classroom and it's pretty much finished with a few minor details to finish up. And now you can't see it, but my knee is on ice. I'm on some ibuprofen because I overdid it a little bit, but that's alright. So today's question actually comes from a fellow teacher here in Nashville, which I think is pretty cool. So this question is from Kira, and she teaches here in Nashville. She teaches pre-K and kindergarten. And I also have to give a shout out to my friend Brent, who is also from here in Tennessee. And he's moving from 4th grade to kindergarten this year. So he's totally freaking out, which I totally understand. So hopefully this will help him also. So Kira's question was about my first day or first 2 days of kindergarten and what those look like. Here in Nashville, our first 2 days of kindergarten are actually half days. So we don't do full days with the kids for the first 2 days. So that means our day is from 7:45 until 11:30. So what that looks like in my classroom is from 7:45 to 8:15 is when we have arrival. That's when the parents bring the kids. We're meeting the kids and the parents for the first time. There's usually crying. In the past, I've had throwing up on the first day. So that's when people are coming in. I'm greeting the parents, greeting the kids. The kids get their name tags and find their seat and start coloring a picture. What are they coloring? It's a picture of me, of course. And that actually goes on the bulletin board in the hallway as our first piece of kindergarten work. Also at this time, a lot of parents are bringing in supplies and backpacks. What I do is I just take those and set those to the side on that first day. I don't try to sort them or mess with them. I just set them out of the way and I deal with them later. So kids are in their seats, coloring until about 8:15, 8:20. Announcements, pledge will come on, so we'll do that. After that, we have our first morning meeting. I get started with morning meeting on day one. It's kind of one of those first procedures, first routines that we learn. So the first thing we do is we learn to push in our chair. So I sit in a chair and I say, okay, this is what you do. I show them how to stand up, how to push in their chair, and how to stand there and wait. This is going to look a little different this year because of what I'm doing in my classroom, which you will find out about on Friday. But teach them to push in the chair. I mean, it's kindergarten. You have to teach them everything. So then I model how to walk to the carpet quietly and safely. So I'll do it once the right way, and then I'll do it again the wrong way. I won't push in my chair. I'll run and make a bunch of noise, and you're like, oh, no, you can't do that. Why are you doing that, you crazy man? And so then we practice pushing in our chairs. We'll practice it a couple of times, usually at least 2 times, depending on how they do. And then we come practice walking to the carpet and sitting down, crisscross applesauce, hands in our laps, bubbles in our mouth, ready to get started. And then we'll have our morning meeting. Day one, simple as could be. We just do an introduction, we're doing a greeting, and we're just introducing ourselves. So it's, my name is, and they say their name. After that, we'll sing. I'll talk a little bit about kindergarten and a little bit about me and what we're going to do in kindergarten. I talk a little bit about how it's our classroom, not my classroom, and how all of the stuff in our classroom belongs to all of us, and we have to take care of it, and how we will learn to use all of it, and how it's going to help make us smarter. And then we'll sing 2 songs. After that, we'll do a little classroom tour, just, walking around just a little bit, making a stop in the bathroom, and we talk about bathroom procedures. This is where I talk about the toilet spider and how the boys need to pee on the spider and not anywhere else in the bathroom, but on the spider. Since our bathroom is used for storage, we talk about not touching anything because if you touch it, it breaks and we can't use it to learn. And then we continue our classroom tour. Then we come back to the carpet for our very first read aloud of kindergarten. And our very first read aloud of kindergarten is Miss Bendergarten Gets Ready for Kindergarten. I like to read that book first because it gives something for the kids to relate to because they can see the kids getting ready, they see the teacher getting ready, and it's something that they've had to do, so they relate very well to it. After we read Miss Kindergarten, we do our first class chart together. How exciting. On one side of the chart, we list all of the things that Miss Kindergarten and her students did to get ready for kindergarten. On the other side, we list all of the things that we did to get ready for kindergarten. After that, that brings us up to brunch. Because it's a half day, we have brunch. It's a 20-minute breakfast lunch in the cafeteria, which is nice because, again, it gives us that 20 minutes. We get to practice how to line up. We get to practice walking down the hallway, down the stairs. We practice going through the line in the cafeteria, getting everything we need, sitting at our table, and then I sit in there with them to help them on that first day, how to open their milk, how to raise their hand if they need anything. And I actually will sit with my kids for a week or two in the cafeteria to help them get ready. After that, we take a little school tour. Just walk around the building a little bit, nothing formal, nothing, big yet. We'll do that on another day. This is really mainly just to get more hallway practice, facing forward, facing forward, facing forward. Did I mention facing forward? We get back to the classroom, we do our name assessment. What I do is I have every kid, no matter what, every kid writes their name on our chart paper. Everybody. I do this as an assessment and as a way to show growth. We'll do this again in December. We'll do it again at the end of the year so they can see how far they've come. After we write our name on our chart paper, everybody goes to their seat. So again, we're practicing the walking, sitting in our seat. And again, this will look different. And you'll find out more about that on Friday. They go back to their seat, they get a blank piece of paper, and they have to write their name. Again, everybody does it 5 times. This is something that I hang on to so that we have it to show growth. And it goes on the bulletin board in the hallway. It's our first kindergarten writing. After everyone is finished with that, we talk about putting the pencil up, where the pencil goes, all of that. And again, kindergarten, every single detail of everything you want them to be able to do. After that, we need to move on to learning about our first kindergarten tool, which is our crayons. Yes, I teach them about crayons, and yes, I teach them how to use the crayons because I want them to know, because you may have kids who've never used crayons, sadly. So we teach them how to use crayons. So what I do is I have a picture of a soccer ball, and everybody's going to color the soccer ball. I choose the soccer ball because it has lots of different sections, so it's good for coloring in the lines, using different colors, that kind of thing. So I show the kids a box of crayons, ask what they are, we talk about what we color with them. We talk about only on the paper, never on the floor or the table or our teacher or our friends. And then I break a crayon. And of course that, that's horrible, awful, oh my gosh. We talk about not breaking the crayons, respecting our classroom. These are our crayons. I show the kids where their crayon boxes are. We use community supplies so that everybody shares. We practice going to get our crayon boxes, taking the lid off, putting the lid on, putting the crayon boxes back. Then I show the kids our Elmo. And as soon as I mention Elmo, they all think the little red furry thing from Sesame Street is coming. But sadly, it's not. It's just our document camera. And once I turn it on and they see what it is, they're amazed by the Elmo. So I'll play with the Elmo for a couple of minutes, letting them see my hands. I'll turn it around so they can see themselves. I just want them to see that it is a video camera that helps us learn. So then what I do is I put one of the soccer balls on the Elmo, and I scribble all over it. And we talk about what's wrong with that. Is that our best work? Is that how we color? And they say no. So then I put another soccer ball on, and I model how to color each section in the lines, trying not to leave any white space, and using all kinds of different colors on my soccer ball. And then each of the kids get a copy of the soccer ball, and they work on coloring and getting everything colored in the lines. And that pretty much gets us to 11:30, our half day on the first day. If we have time, I will read Look Out Kindergarten, Here I Come. And if we have time, I also read 'Twas the Night Before Kindergarten. Some great books that really relate to the kids. Also, what I did last year, and it actually turned out to be fairly cute, was we did a chart about first day jitters. And so we just did a little predictable chart. On the first day of kindergarten, I felt, and they shared how they felt. We brainstormed feelings, so we didn't get the same happy, sad for all 15 of us. And then we did the chart, and that turned out super cute, and it was a lot of fun. So if we have time, we squeeze that in. So that's our first day. The second day is another half day. It looks very similar. Because it's a half day and because it's kindergarten, a lot of parents are still bringing the kids, still carrying in the supplies, so I'm still dealing with that. Their morning work, that second day, is coloring a picture. Last year it was some little kids with mustaches, so it'll be that again. We'll do the pledge, the announcements. We'll practice pushing in our chairs and going to the carpet for morning meeting. If we need to practice it again, everybody will go sit down. We'll do our morning meeting. It'll be the same thing. Good morning, my name is. Everybody will do their introduction. We'll go around the circle. And then I'll talk a little bit more about rules, expectations, classroom, and then we'll go into kind of more of a normal routine. We'll do some reading. I'll read a story. We'll do some more name writing. This time it'll be a little more differentiated because it's the second day, so I will have seen where the kids are. So some kids will be tracing, some kids will just be writing. And then on the back of their paper, they'll draw a picture. And then brunch again, so more hallway practice, lining up practice. Then we'll do a school tour. I have a monster school tour that we do. So the monsters will hide all over the building and we will find them and go and meet different people and see what all of our building is and where everything is. Then we'll come back to the classroom, read another story, and we'll do our names, a circle map of our names. Again, just more name practice, getting to recognize that name. And that, again, takes us to about the end of the second day. So I try to cram a lot into those first two half days to keep the kids busy, to keep them from being sad and scared. But again, it's only half day, so it goes pretty quick, especially with brunch in the middle. So those are what my first 2 days of kindergarten look like in my classroom. I'm going to put a bunch of links and pictures on this post so you can see a lot of what we do and go and read some of my first day posts. Leave some comments. Tell us what you do for your first day of kindergarten. Help us out. What I'll do is I can take those comments and compile them into a little blog post over the next day or two. So leave lots of comments with first day ideas. Something else I do as we're doing all of this stuff on the first day is I take pictures of the kids and we use those for our word wall and our behavior chart and all kinds of stuff. And at the end, everybody gets to wear a mustache home. And we make a silly hat. So, it's a busy full 2 days, even though they're half days. But that's how it works in kindergarten. We stay busy. All right, so leave those comments. What do you do on the first day of school? Favorite first day activities? And I'll compile those into a blog post later this week to help out everybody with their first day of kindergarten. And be sure to check back on Friday, August 1st for the big classroom reveal. Bye, everybody.